cloud. Wonderful. There we go. So we do have a bit of background audio, so you might need to mute yourself at some point, but otherwise we're good to go. After you.
Edric, what name are you here with?
Edric Tech Limited. Have you seen me?
Not yet.
Okay, let me make a request that I want to share. I just sent a okay, I can present now.
Okay, let me mute the other device.
I think that most recent one you were on was working, but this one maybe has an echo.
No, I had to mute one of my device because originally I was a network challenge coming up. Good evening, everybody. It's so good to see you, Karen King. Sorry for the mix-up that we had earlier on with your picture. It was what Katie sent, so I really want to apologize for that mistake. So we have our three panelists here today with us, three amazing women, and I would just like to dive in straight. But I would like to tell everyone what OWIT is. It's like Kathy is sending a message. Please, 1 minute. I don't know if she's having issues to log in. So we are good. My name is Blessing Irabo Oza. I'm your host for this day. The Mrs. Blessing Irabo Oza, Vice President, Organization of Women in International Trade Programs. I'll just tell you a little bit about the organization before we dive into the program today. The Organization of Women in International Trade serves as an umbrella for independent established chapters worldwide. Each OWIT chapter is locally formed, governed, and operated, creating a strong foundation for members to learn, network, and build professional relationship within their business community. Our mission is united around the globe. OWIT is committed to empowering women in international trade. By joining an OWIT local chapter, you automatically gain access to OWIT International Global Network, which connects you to over 2,000 members across the continent. The structure ensures that members enjoy both local and global benefits for all of the cost of just one cost, you becoming a member. As a true global organization, OWIT focus cross-border collaboration, mentorship, and business opportunity for women entrepreneurs and professionals. Find a chapter that is around you to join this wonderful organization. With this, I say I welcome everyone today to the Women's International Day, which is Accelerates Action. And today we're going to be looking how these women are impacting globally through their works and through what they do. I have with me here three amazing women from different continents. They are all doing very well in their different endeavor, and they are breaking boundaries, and they are making impacts in their own way, all in the name to support women entrepreneurs across the globe and support trade internationally. I have with me Elisabeth Spice from the Owit UK. I have Karen King from Owit, New York. I also have Mrs. Temitope Mayegun from Nigeria, Owit, Nigeria. And I'm happy to have the three of you on this webinar today. And I know we're going to have an interesting time while you share your success story, how you begin your journey, and also telling us how Owit has impacted you in your different business. But before I dive into that, I would like, my technical person is here with me to support me. So he will pull up the profile of each of the participants so that I can read it out for our participants to hear, to know who our speakers are. Edric, over to you. We're starting with Karen King, which is from the Owit New York chapter. Karen King is the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Fronterra Global Advisory. Karen is a licensed U.S. custom broker and a board member of the New York chapter of the Organization of Women in International Trade. She helps clients navigate the complexity of international trade in the area of compliance, strategy, risk management, and data analysis. It is my pleasure to welcome you, Karen, to this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And the next here is that we have Dr. Temitope Mayegun, a visionary entrepreneur and advocate for women empowerment. As the founder and president of Avila Group, she leads one of the African foremost natural skincare, food and wellness brand, creating over 2,000 jobs and producing 450 plus products. She's also the vice president of Owit Nigeria and the founder of the Women of All Shade Foundation, providing mentorship, grant and scholarship to women and students. Dr. Mayegun holds an executive MBA from Eton Business School and executive and strategist leadership certificate from Harvard Business School, an executive leadership qualification from Lagos Business School, and a BSc in accounting from the University of Lagos. Her global impact spans Africa, North America, Europe, empowering thousands of entrepreneurs, including those with disability, recognized with multiple awards, including the UN Eminent Ambassador Award. She champions social entrepreneurship, gender inequality, and holistic well-being while inspiring change through her books and advocacy. Mrs. Temitope Mayegun, it is nice to have you here.
My great pleasure, ma.
Thank you. So let's have that from Elisabeth. Elisabeth Spry, Head of Marketing and Strategic Partnership, Global Trade Review, holds 9 years of experience in digital marketing, mass communication, and event organization. Elisabeth oversees all marketing operations for Global Trade Review, GTR, across its extensive range of trade, commodity, supply chain, and export finance, events, and publication, while also playing a key role formulating its digital and brand strategy. A regular participant at various industry events, Elisabeth works in close collaboration with local and international industry trade and finance body, including as ICC, ACT, BAFT, GAFTA, BESA, and ITFA. Elisabeth's digital work has been featured by clients including Standard Chartered, JB Morgan, and C. Elisabeth, it is good to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Bestling. Great to be here.
So, Mr. Edric, you can take away their profiles. I am sorry. It's like my weather is changing, so my camera will be coming off and on so that the network will be stable for me to navigate through this with you all. So I will be starting my first question with Elisabeth. I want Elisabeth, can you tell us within the next 7 minutes, because we're going to work with time so that we don't keep people so much, but I want people to have the impact and be inspired by as you tell your story and as you share how you began your journey. What inspired your career path in global trade and communication? What challenges did you face in establishing yourself in the industry?
Yeah, of course. So great to be here. Thank you for having me. My inspiration to pursue a career in trade and trade finance, specifically marketing, stemmed from my dad, who was a commodity trader for Cargill. Over time, that interest evolved into a recognition of the crucial role that finance plays in facilitating international trade and how marketing campaigns can drive the force behind that. I'm working in the industry for about 10 years now, 9 years within GTR, Global Trade Review. But working in this industry has allowed me to engage with key players from banks, corporates, and policymakers, giving me valuable insights into their roles and enabling me to sort of shape conversations and marketing strategies to drive business growth. I have two very big challenges I think I can start off with. So one of the biggest challenges I faced early on in my career was navigating the complexity of trade finance and an industry that's very well known for its intricate financial instruments, evolving regulations, and often quite niche terminology. So understanding these complexities required a very steep learning curve, especially as a young professional. Another equally significant challenge was operating in a traditionally male-dominated sector. So finding visibility, recognition, and a strong professional network as a woman in the space initially felt like a very big hurdle for me at the very beginning.
That's quite interesting. And telling us how you were able to navigate, and today you are one of the major voices in that industry. So proud to have you, and thank you for sharing this with us. The next, I'm going to Mrs. Dr. Temitope Mayegun. What motivated you to start Avila Group, and what are some of your key obstacles that you had to overcome to establish your brand?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. First, it was a divine inspiration, then a passion to right the wrong in the society. As of 2017, when I got the inspiration to start Avila Natural, I was actually working as an investment banker, and I was really not interested in entrepreneurship. So when I got the inspiration, I started researching about skincare, especially in Nigeria and Africa. And I realized that there's a big gap in the industry. First, according to WHO, 77% of Nigerians, they use lightening or bleaching products, and it was a big concern. So we in Avila came in to bridge the gap. So, and from 2017, when I first started, it was like a strange thing to most Nigerians because most people felt that natural products should also work the same way synthetic products will work. And so we had to create a lot of campaign. We are one of the people that initiated the Glow campaign in Nigeria. We went to different secondary schools, gave out over 50,000 products. It was more of a sacrifice as at the time I started because I was giving out a whole lot to convince people to let them know that natural products are the best. You don't have to really alter your skin tone before you look beautiful. So also, I'm very much interested in women empowerment and ensuring that they are able to, implement their goals and implement their vision. So I started working with women when I started. Today, we have over 2,000 distributors. So the challenges were there, but we keep pushing. We're very intentional about our goals, our brand philosophy, which is to right the wrong in the society. So I'm very passionate about inspiring a healthier and a happier world. I'm very passionate about natural products, and I've also been able to create a lot of campaign around this, my belief system, because I know that there is need for people to be sensitized. There's need for them to know that natural products are the best, and that's the way to go. So over the last 8 years, it's been really, 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 really a lot of hard work and consistency, because it wasn't easy to scale initially. I had a lot of issues with, from access to finance to getting the right people to fit into the right role. I had a lot of issues also with consistency and getting the right quality and the standard quality. But after 2 years, we kept, ensuring that we work with a standard, ensuring that we get people that are professionals, people that understand the terrain. We keep working with them over the time. And as I speak, we've been able to formulate over 450 products. We have over 2,000 distributors. 98% of them are women, and we operate for 4 factories. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really inspiring. And I'll come back to you, but I need to go to Karen King. Can you share your journey into entrepreneurship? What inspired you to start Fronterra Global Advisory, and what were the biggest challenge you faced?
Sure. Thank you so much. And thank you to OIT for hosting me. And I'm just honored to be participating in this panel today with my fellow panelists. So yeah, I started my career out in international trade consulting in corporate America in New York. And after about 10 years kind of climbing up that corporate ladder, I knew I needed a change. I was feeling kind of burned out. I was feeling stuck. And I just wasn't enjoying the work as much as I had previously been really enjoying the aspects of international trade consulting. So I reached out to a close mentor of mine who put me in touch with a fellow entrepreneur who was starting her own international trade consulting business. And so I decided to really take the leap with her. And so I set up my own business. And I also, at the same time, in parallel, served as an independent consultant to her business. So I kind of had a dual path, kind of stepping out of that kind of corporate America environment. And so I'd say, the biggest challenges in kind of taking that leap was, going from having a very steady paycheck and steady environment to not having any guaranteed income in the beginning. And I also faced, I had a 2-year non-compete with my former employer, which meant that I could not reach out to any of my current clients for 2 years. So that was kind of a difficult landscape to be jumping into, to be going out on my own, but also not being able to, keep up any of those previous relationships that I'd, formed over my last 10 years.
That's a really interesting story from you, Karen King, because I know how difficult it is for you as a woman to start a consulting firm and for you to compete fairly with the men. But today, I'm glad that you're one of the women who are actually breaking barriers and you are creating impact in your own space. I'm really proud to hear such a wonderful and amazing story from a woman. And back to Elisabeth, how can women entrepreneurs effectively use strategic marketing and communication to build a strong global presence?
Yeah, great question. Again, I come from I'm not an entrepreneur like some of our panelists here, but I come from a very heavily marketing background within the trade and finance industry. So in trade and finance, strategic marketing and communications are essential for building your credibility, expanding your network, and driving business growth. Women entrepreneurs can maximize their global presence by focusing on targeted and data-driven marketing, leveraging digital tools for efficiency, and engaging in industry thought leadership to expand your brand visibility. I've kind of got 3 main points that I can run through. I'll be quite quick about it. Just kind of like 3 points to take home with you straight off the bat. Establish a strong business brand and engage in partnerships. So develop a clear brand identity that aligns with your mission and use a storytelling to showcase your journey, your values, and the impact of your business. Create a consistent brand message across all platforms, website, social media, multimedia, webinars, and offline channels. Strengthen your industry presence by actively participating in panels such as these, publishing insights, writing articles, or engaging in industry discussions. Join global business networks and engage with groups like OWIT. GTR also hosts events like Future-Proofing Trade Finance and Women in Trade Finance events. There's also local trade associations out there like ITFA, ITFA. They hold an emerging leaders group for young professionals in the industry, or business councils, such as one here in the UK called BEXA, the British Export Association. Get involved in these groups, and it will open new opportunities for you. Partner with international influencers, industry leaders, complementary brands, or even dive into sort of initiatives around CSR campaigns or charity work, ways that can increase your credibility and your brand exposure. I would definitely kind of, with current times, I've definitely got to make a point too, leveraging data and digital tools such as AI for marketing. It's a huge thing for us now. We're facing quite a lot of discussions around that, and a lot of people are using it on a day-to-day basis. Data analytics is usually a free tool. If you have a website, you have social media, you have data. Use that data to help refine outreach strategies, ensuring that your messages reaches the right stakeholders and the right target audience. Utilize or teach yourself these digital marketing or sales tools. Again, most of these are free. It can be as simple as learning how to organize a mail merge to efficiently email large audiences, or using AI tools to enhance efficiency from researching, automating content, streamlining lead generation. AI can enable entrepreneurs to optimize resources and scale their efforts quite quickly. And my last point really is championing diversity and inclusivity. Engaging in mentorship and professional development programs helps create a support network for women in traditionally male-dominated industries, or even young professionals. It's not just fulfilling and expanding your network as a company, it's actually strengthening your business brand. And you not only get to gain fresh insights from, mentoring and getting involved in these groups, you're getting fresh perspectives. You're also enhancing your influence, you're attracting new opportunities, and you're driving long-term business success really at the end of all of it. I guess to quickly sum it up, by combining innovative marketing strategies, providing a strong industry presence, and advocating for inclusivity, women entrepreneurs can not only build a global brand with credibility, but you're also shaping the future of the industry.
Thank you so much. As women, you've made us understand that it's very important for us to build a global brand and for us to be consistent in whatever we are doing, so that at the end of the day, that our brand can stand side by side with our male counterpart, and we are able to navigate different hurdles. Thank you so much for this explanation. I know a lot of persons are here, they are writing down their questions. Don't worry, I'm going to give you time to ask the speakers questions, but for now, I just want to go hit straight to Mrs. Temitope. Your second question: what innovation strategy have you used to scale your business and compete in international markets?
All right, thank you very much, madam. We had to leverage technology to improve our processes, our customer experience. We had to leverage technology to also improve our research and development unit. We've invested so much on R&D. We invested so much on research. We've invested so much on innovation, on technology, trying to ensure that our customers, they have real-time experience, especially when it comes to the product experience and communication as well. Like in Avila, we've been able to design a model that help us to track our customers' experience of our products anytime, any day they purchase our products. For us, it's like a 360-degree circle from the factory to the customer, then from the customer back to the factory, to the um, customer relation table. We have designed a model, and that model has been working for over 8 years now. So we are very, very intentional about listening to our customers. We want to really know what they are saying about us. We want to know what they are saying about our products. We want to really know, brand is all about perception, how customer perceive your products. And we are very, very key when it comes to building the brand image, ensuring that we have one-on-one conversation, if possible, with customers, especially when they come with feedback, whether positive feedback or negative feedback. So we really we've taken time, and we're still doing that, to really look at our customer experience end to end. Also, we've leveraged the use of AI to also improve our distributors' experience as well. Like, we communicate effectively with them. The communication gap over the years has been really filled by ensuring that, like, okay, for example, something happened in a particular location in Nigeria yesterday. That's hour that thing happened. We had to communicate with all our distributors, ensuring that we really care about their safety, ensuring that we care about we care about our relationship with them. So for us in Avila, we are customer centric. We are very innovative. We tailor our products down to consumer need. Like, when people have this kind of issue, there is both qualitative and quantitative research in place to ensure that we get the right data. And when we are able to get the right data, okay, this is the conversation that customers are having around this particular issue. How can we solve it? So we also ensure that we have, there's what we call STP. That's, we segment the market, then we target the right audience, then we position the brand to be able to take over or be able to solve that particular problem. So we are problem oriented, we are solution oriented. We want to know the roots of the problem. We also want to solve the problem as well. So it's beyond just making profit. Is our passion, is what we are in for. We are forced in this business to solve a problem, then the profit comes next. Meanwhile, we have it that we have to make profit, but solution is key. So women should be more interested in solving problems. They should be more innovative. Like, okay, we don't take things to the shelf because we feel we should take it to the shelf. We should have a data that will support the particular products we are taking out. We should be able to ensure that we have customers that actually need this product. We have customers that have this particular issue. It could be skin issues. It may even be things like, we have aromatherapy products. This product was fueled from the data we gather from our customers that they need therapeutic oil. So we had to formulate this based on their expectation. So all these products have been properly segmented, and they are doing very well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You've just made us understand that not even as a woman-owned company, you have to be innovative, because it is that innovation that drives your business and make you to stand out. Thank you so much. And then back to Karen, who is supporting international trade. What strategies have you found most effective for helping business navigate international trade regulation and market expansion?
Yeah, that's a great question. In today's environment, especially, in the United States right now, the landscape here is changing on an almost daily basis in terms of the regulations. for imports and exports. So it really is so critical for global companies who are importing and exporting to be staying on top of this. There's a lot of ways that you could get that type of information. You know, LinkedIn is great, but you got to filter through sometimes. So I like to go to a few trusted sources. Like, first of all, you definitely always want to check the original government source and make sure you understand exactly what the change is. And certainly I rely on, various sources to keep myself up to date as well with fellow trade consultants and trade attorneys, because it's just so critical with the speed that these regulations are changing.
Thank you so much, because I know with the 2.0 Make American Great that there will be so much work you're trying to do to help small businesses, and especially the women-owned businesses, to navigate through this regulation and how to look at which of the markets would they expand to that is really not dwindling right now. Thank you so much for those good job you're doing. Now back to Elisabeth. So what role has OWIT played in your professional journey, and how can women maximize the opportunities it offers?
Great question. Yeah, OWIT has been an instrumental in expanding my professional network and deepening my understanding for global trade dynamics. So being a part of a strong female community has opened doors to key industry insights, strategic partnerships, opportunities to collaborate on international projects. Beyond networking, OWIT has provided access to valuable educational resources, expert-led discussions, really helping me stay ahead of trends and conversations that are happening currently in the market. And so your question was, how can women maximize their opportunities it offers? My biggest advice would be to actively engage. Don't just sit. Don't just join. Like, truly immerse yourself in the network. Seek out other female entrepreneurs and professionals. Learn from their journeys and build meaningful connections. Having a strong female support system in this industry can be incredibly powerful. Also, don't be afraid to put yourself forward, whether that's for speaking opportunities, leadership roles, or collaboration. Networks like OWIT, and especially OWIT, we thrive on participation, and the more visible and engaging you are, the more opportunities you'll unlock. The support, basically, finally, my final point, sorry, would be to support other women in the industry, like lift each other up. It's key to creating this lasting change. I had a really great experience. I just got back from South Africa 2 weeks ago. I had my annual Trade and Export Finance conference taking place in Cape Town. We also attached a Women in Trade Finance event to that event. We had about 70 African female entrepreneurs join that event. And we all took about 20 minutes to just go around, shake everyone's hands and introduce yourself and swap business cards. And that was probably the best feedback we had from that conference ever, because it actually forced everyone in a room for 20 minutes to say hi, introduce themselves, and create that network. Almost within 5 minutes, you've made 70 connections. So yeah, really put yourself out there and get involved. Don't just join. Actually, do something more effective.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Temi, Dr. Mayegun, how has OWIT supported your growth as an entrepreneur? And what advice would you give to women looking to leverage global networks like OWIT?
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. OWIT has provided valuable platform for me, networking opportunities, and holding mentorship, helping me to connect, especially with other women or entrepreneurs globally. And especially when I'm one of my company in Avila Natural is one of the companies that pioneer, one of the 10 companies that pioneer AFCFTA in Nigeria. I got that opportunity from OWIT. It was Madam President, Dr. Mrs. Blessing Iriabo, that gave that opportunity to me. She told me, there's AFCFTA, your products are good, you need to position your products through the AFCFTA. And I just took it very, very serious. And from there, my company qualified for all the requirements, and we were part of the 10 companies, and we are talking about Fortune 500 companies, like 2 or 3 companies were part of the companies. So it was really, really inspiring for me, and very, 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 great one in the journey of Avila. So I would advise women to seek mentorship, to join platform like OWIT. I do tell women that if you have to be innovative. And when you are innovative, you need to also ensure that you join the right platform. OWIT is really, really a very strong platform. And this organization has actually helped me in terms of positioning my brand globally, reaching out to other people, bringing different opportunities that ordinarily in my 4 walls of office, I may not be able to access. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And congratulations one more time for being one of the companies, among the first 10 companies in Nigeria to export under AFCFTA. So many companies wanted to be, but it was a rigorous selection. And we all from OWIT is saying congratulations to you on that landmark achievement. And over to Karen. Karen, how has being part of OWIT influenced your business? Can you share a specific opportunity or connection that made a difference?
Yes, absolutely. So I joined OWIT originally almost 20 years ago when I was just starting out my career in New York, and I was a member of the New York OWIT community and made some really great connections way back then. And then, fast forward, 10 so years later, when I left to start my own business, I was approached to get back involved with OWIT, and I actually ended up joining the board as the New York treasurer. So throughout my journey with OWIT, I've met so many amazing women, and I've actually been able to connect several of my OWIT New York members into my international trade consulting team. So I now currently get to team with several women that I met years and years ago. For example, one friend of mine I met in OWIT probably back in 2006 or 2007. We were both living in New York City. We kind of went our separate ways. We didn't talk for years and years. And then once I was working more on this entrepreneurial side with my own business, I reached back out to her probably in like 2017. It could have been, 10 years later, and it was the perfect timing for her. She had taken some time off with motherhood and then wanted to get back involved. And so it was perfect timing, and we've been working together and collaborating ever since. So even these relationships that, I had started through OWIT, even 20 years ago, are still really vibrant, and they continue to grow and evolve. And I'm trying to constantly find ways to, be working with my fellow OWIT members if they're interested in any type of consulting capacity. So that's been, so I've really enjoyed that aspect of OWIT and connecting with so many really smart women, talented, and learning more about what they do, and really, helping each other. And, as my fellow panelists have mentioned, I mean, it's so important to get involved and volunteer with your local chapter. There's always so many events. Certainly I can't even do as much as I would like, but I'd say, as much time and energy as you can put into it, you'll definitely get that or more back out of it. Just being able to, as Elisabeth mentioned too, just being able to step up and volunteer and maybe put yourself in an uncomfortable position to say, hey, I might be willing to lead that, or, you know, I'll speak on that panel. There's just a lot of opportunities, so it's kind of what you make of it, but it's been such a strong foundation and part of my career since almost the beginning.
That's so amazing and interesting to know, like how OWIT has impacted all of you in one way. Yes, OWIT is a great organization and is a very good place for networking. And I know that the women listening to you today will want to share from your wealth of experience. It's all about networking. It's all about learning from one another. And me being part of OWIT, I know how OWIT has supported my journey to where I am today. So we are still today celebrating the Women's International Day 2025, Accelerate Action. OWIT team is the Women Entrepreneurship Driving Global Change. I think I will have to pause you people before I ask you your call to action and just your last word. But I want to hear from the audience who has questions for any of you and who want to get to know you or whatever question. Please, the floor is open. You can type in your questions, but you can also raise your hands and we will open the mic for you to speak. Somebody's hand is up. I am trying to unmute the person. I don't know if you are unmuted already.
Sorry, Miss Blessing, I
Blessing, I
think
think
you're
you're on.
mute. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't hear you. Uh,
Can you speak now?
would you like me to speak? Was Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Who would you like to speak, Mrs. Blessing?
Is she able to ask her question? But while we're trying to wait for the person that raised his hand, I have a question here from Mrs. Temitope. He said, we admire you so much. Keep up the good work. How did you strike a balance with career, humanitarian duties, and entrepreneurship? So, Mrs. Temitope, that is for you. And
Okay.
before I'll come back and read that of Karen.
Okay. Thank you. So according to Steve Jobs, the only way you can do great work is to love what you do. So passion has actually fueled a lot of energy. It has helped me to, be really, really consistent with my goals, especially when it comes to the humanity part, then family. Like I always tell people, I'm a woman, I'm a woman with different faces that people may not really see. Like as a wife, when it's time to really do what I need to do, I have to put on that role. As a mother, when I need to do that as a mom, I have to really ensure, like for my children's school, I'm one of the executive. When they during their education and their graduation, I was the chairman of the event. So also in church, I play active role. I'm one of the board of trustees. So for humanity, it's something that I do without stress. I just plan myself. Like I know that Monday to Friday, I'm at work. So I'm not going to really now say because I'm at work, I have to neglect my family. So there's a system in place that ensure that everything is working. Okay, there's this to do, there's that. Also, for the humanity parts, everything has to be planned. Like I do mentorship program for women. Last year, I wanted to do 3, but when I saw my itineraries, I saw that I had so many commitments. That is also humanitarian stuff. I had to really take my own down to 2. Then I have other activities. So it's just being intentional. Like Saturday morning, when I go for my humanity stuff, or when I go out to do things that's for people, I ensure that I get home by 11 p.m. You have to balance everything. 11 a.m., sorry. So when I get home 11 a.m., I ensure that I start engaging the children. Oh, who is this? Who is that? What are your best friend? What's happening? I try to catch up with them and ensure that I know everything happening, almost everything happening in their own space as well. And let them know that when they need me, I'm available. So you just have to be intentional. When it's time to be available for your family, make sure you are for your family. It's family time. When it's time to be for business, ensure that you do it well. When it's time to be for humanity, ensure that you also do it well. Then you work with people. You have to collaborate. You need to ensure that when you have a vision, you share your vision with the right people that will properly align with your vision, and they will be able to help to implement maybe every bit of it, maybe parts of it, or maybe you collaborate or work as a team. But make sure you're not doing everything on your own. Make sure that you have people that you can really team up with to execute or implement any vision that you have. That has helped me a lot. And you have to be willing to give your time. You have to be willing to give your resources as well, because that's what humanity is all about. So when I have volunteers, I ensure that I share the vision with them. I'm also interested in their welfare. I'm interested in what is happening in their own life as well. So this has actually helped me over the years to get people that are very committed and very consistent to my vocational cause, or I can say humanity programs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Timi. And there is another
You're
question.
welcome.
We have another question, and this question is for Karen. He said, what advice can be given to someone who is looking to go into international trade law as an attorney? Question to Karen King. Karen King.
Sure. Well, I'm not an attorney myself. I work very closely with international trade law attorneys all the time. So, I'm not sure if the person is already an attorney and looking to get into this area. I mean, for sure, it is such a growing space now. I think there are tons of opportunities in international trade law and international trade importing and consulting work in general. So certainly, seeking out, using your network, looking to see if you could find a mentor who is already working in that capacity, and seeing who else in your network that you could speak to and, understand what their day-to-day might look like, understand what types of projects that they're tackling and problems that they're working to solve. If you haven't gone to law school yet, my recommendation is to start working in the industry, and get some experience. That could either be in a government position or it could be in the private sector. working in a company, for example, that has an import or trade compliance function, and just getting some experience. I know several colleagues who have gotten experience working in import and export regulatory and compliance space, and then decided to go on and get their law degree and really specialize in that, kind of having that foundation of having worked already in the international trade space.
Thank you, Karen. People are trying to raise their hand, but it's not easy for us to unmute them so that they can speak. So if I may appeal, can you just type in your questions and we will get it answered? Please. I think there is another question here. So please just type in your questions and we'll get it answered. Another person wrote thanking the organizers for this event. Another is commenting Dr. Temitope for standing out and being a good role model for other women who have lost hope. And for you to be part of OWIT, you can visit www.owit.org. You can get all the information. For any country you want to check their website is www.owitnigeria.org. That's where I am. But once you go to the international website, you are able to find all the OWIT chapters and their details. But there is another question here. It is both from Karen and Elisabeth. When beginning as a new business, how were you able to acquire new clients?
I can make a comment, but Karen, please go ahead. You are the entrepreneur.
Oh,
So I think you take first, then Elisabeth will come in because they asked that the both of you should share.
yeah, I would say this is the number one question I get whenever I tell anyone that I have my own business. Everyone, the first thing they say is like, how do you find clients? So, and I'd say it's also one of the most challenging things about being an entrepreneur and being in, I'm in the service industry. So consulting, I'm not selling a product, I'm selling a service. So there's no one, easy answer. There's no, magic bullet for this, but really leveraging your networks, keeping up those relationships with, people that you've known for a long time, even if it's an email to say hello and touching base about once a year, a quick phone call, quick video call, just to catch up, and keeping those connections for me has been very helpful. Also just leveraging, OWIT, for example, as a network, any of the networks that you're in, even, LinkedIn, I know it's a virtual network, but that is, very, I've been successful in being able to, put myself out there and make those connections. And also just kind of like when I was starting my business, I took a class that was specific for female entrepreneurs on sales, because I didn't grow up, being a salesperson. That wasn't one of my skills. I knew about international trade. So I had to, take that on and, invest the time and money to learn more about sales as well. So there's a couple ideas. I don't know if Elisabeth, I'm sure you have some things to add just in terms of clients.
I can add to anything. I'm a chatterbox. Let's go. Karen basically, I think, touched point on some of the big points, right? So network, go to these events, go to the webinars. I would highly recommend sticking your LinkedIn URL in the chat here, for instance, as we have 30 some plus people on this call. So that's a great way of just starting to grab some profiles and connect with people. More specifically for your industry, if you're doing lead generation, I can go the technical route or I can go the organic route, but I highly recommend just going to events. There's so many free ones out there. Get involved in an organization. Oh, it's a great example of that organization to sort of connect with these people. The more technical marketing side of things, there's lots of tools online. You can look for lead generation. There's paid for tools, there's free tools. But feel free to always reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm more than happy to help anyone through the technical marketing aspect of lead generation. But yeah, I think those are the best ways to go about finding some leads and connecting with people.
Thank you so much, Elisabeth. And I want to start with you. What will be your call to action in the celebration of the Women's International Day, knowing the theme this year is asking us to accelerate action, and with our theme, women driving global, women entrepreneurs driving global change, what will be your call to action?
So whether it's personal or me telling you, I guess the call to action for me is your network is your greatest asset. So invest in it, utilize it. Go out there, always stay informed, always ask questions. Again, I am a young professional still in the industry. I am probably the youngest female head of department within my company, but I only really got there by asking questions. Ask questions, meet people, get their journeys, and hear their stories, because you're going to learn a lot from that, especially in the industries we all work in. And yeah, I guess with accelerate action for females as well, champion inclusion, and champion females colleagues and clients and friends, lift each other up and really be able to help with that network. Because I think in today's industry, there's obviously more female representation, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't stop. So that would be my few points.
Thank you so much, Madam Temitope Mayegun. Please tell us, what is your call to action?
Okay, thank you very much, madam. Stay true to your vision, be innovative, and build with resilience. Be consistent. Thank you.
And over to, did you hear what I asked you? Your call to action.
Yes. Stay true to your vision, be innovative, build with resilience, and make sure you are very, very intentional and consistent.
Thank you so much. And to Karen, your call to action.
I'd say for fellow women entrepreneurs, or if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, I'd say go for it. Take that leap. I know it can be really scary because you're stepping into the unknown. And I think women in general sometimes have been conditioned to take fewer risks than men. So, be prepared. But be ready to take some calculated risks, because the rewards on the other side of it can be very high. And you can always go back to something you've been doing previously. But I just encourage you to give it a try. Step into it. You'll probably do great. A lot of what's holding us back is probably mostly in our head. So go for it.
Thank you so much. So before let me see if there are any questions. Okay, somebody asked a question. He said, are we able to get the speaker's contact detail? No, you're not able to get the speaker's contact detail. Visit any of the OWIT organization, but I can ask, speakers, do you want to share your contacts?
Yeah, sure. I'll
They
put
can
it in the
just
chat.
connect. They can connect us on
Okay,
LinkedIn.
perfect. So you share your contacts because they are asking, they want to get the speaker's contacts. We have three wonderful, we have three amazing women, inspiring, educative. Please share your contacts, the participants who want to reach you.
I've just gone ahead and dropped my LinkedIn URL into the chat, so feel free to pop over to the chat and connect with me.
Okay, please, in one sentence, what will be your takeaway and your parting shot? I start with Elisabeth.
Oh, the pressure. Okay.
Your takeaway today from, you have wonderful co-panelists. So I want to know, what is your takeaway for today?
Fantastic. Great. So in one sentence and a full breath, own your expertise, leverage strategic networks, continue learning, stay ahead of marketing industry trends, use bold, authentic storytelling to build powerful global presence, and drive lasting business success.
Thank you so much, Dr. Temi. Your takeaway.
Okay, my takeaway is get it done, go after it, take risk, and be very, very, very intentional. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. You may be tempted to give up, but don't give up. In the next 5 years, you'll be happy that you didn't give up. Go for it, get it done.
Thank you. Thank you. And Karen, your parting shot and your takeaway.
Sure. Yeah, this may sound a little repetitive. I think we've all been talking about it, but just get involved. You know, we're talking about it. There's so many events, like Elisabeth mentioned too, that are free. We have World Trade Week coming up in New York, but it's actually a whole month of May, and almost all of it now is virtual. So you can join from anywhere in the world. You can network, you can learn more about trade to get involved and just, you know, be putting yourself out there, as we've all been saying, and you'll see the rewards. It will really help build your network. It will help build your business, and it will just help build your knowledge. If you're interested in this space, there's so many different aspects of it, as you're seeing today. So get involved.
Thank you so much. It's raining where I am, so it's like it's a little bit faint, but I really want to appreciate my panelists for today. And these are my takeaways. Today's discussion reinforced the resilience, innovation, and strategic networking are key drivers of success for women entrepreneurs in international trade. From Karen emphasized the importance of understanding global trade regulation and positioning business for international opportunity. While from Mrs. Temitope Magu highlighted the power of innovation, financial strategy in scaling a business across borders. Elisabeth shared how effective marketing communication can leverage a brand globally presence and attract key partnership. The major takeaways are roles of OWIT in connecting women to mentorship, resources, and global opportunity. The advice is leverage, network, embrace challenge, and take bold steps towards international success. If you're a woman, if you've been part of this amazing and educative session today, I advise you to join the OWIT chapter wherever you are. Just look for the chapter that is closest to you. If you don't have a chapter in your country, you can become a virtual member that you can still benefit from all the different OWIT activities. So with this, I really want to wish everyone a happy Women's International Day celebration from all of us at OWIT International. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. I don't know if Elisabeth, if everybody can open their camera. Elisabeth, if you can support us with the taking of pictures, it will be wonderful. It was really, really amazing to have you, Karen. Karen, I'll be reaching out to you to see what we could do to support our women in our chapters. The same thing. I'm already working with Elisabeth. So Elisabeth, the work continues. Madam Temitope, you have so much work to do because there is a mentorship platform in Norwich International, which you can become part to support young women who are going into business. It's had been a wonderful time having this moment, sharing the stage with all of you. Thank you so much. Elisabeth, we're waiting. If we're ready, if you are ready, we are ready.
Ready, smile. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And
Bye. Thank
have a
you.
wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
your time. Have a great day,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you.